away from home.
Get your game day started right with the Porter's pregame show and make sure you're ready for outdoor adventures. Porter's has everything to make this sports season great, from luxurious spas to top-notch grills and inviting fire pits. Porter's has everything you need to elevate your gatherings. Best of luck to all the Fremont County teams this season from Porter's Supply Company. Stop by their store at North Federal and Sunset in Riverton or explore their wide selection online at portersmvs.com.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We know hard work pays off, and we believe in crafting excellence and building legacies, one project at a time. At Goddard Construction, we are proud to bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see our work. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County, one project at a time. Give us a call at 851-4517.
Living well isn't just about
This County 10 sports broadcast made possible by Myers Gambles, Central Bank and Trust, Wyoming Catholic College, Elevate Rehab, Goddard Construction, Bailey Tire and Auto Services, Haskell's Furniture and Flooring, Wyo Glass, Red and Kane and Associates, Remax, the Wyoming Department of Transportation, State Farm Agent Tyler Watson, Eyes on Fremont, Hampton Inn and Suites, Maven, Edward Jones, John Shade, Sage West, Boyle Electric, Perfect Power, Baldwin Creek Rental Service, Northside Auto Body Glass, Fremont Chevrolet, and the Fremont County Prevention Program.
It's time for Tiger Tip-Off. Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
And a very good state championship Thursday. Welcome to the Ford Wyoming Center, where we're set for Game 1 of the day and of the state tournament, featuring the Lander Lady Tigers and the Torrington Trail Blazers. Good morning, Jared Anderson with you on let's say a pretty nice morning here from the Oil City. A little bit of breeze, but you can always expect that in Casper, as we're set for what is hopefully a little run here for Fremont County basketball. There's only one Fremont County representative at the state tournament. That's the Lander girls, qualifying after they had a good run at regionals. They beat Powell, lose to Pinedale, then turn around, beat Lyman, and beat Powell again in the third place game. Still not sure why they have to play the same opponent twice at regionals, but they do. And that's why Lander takes the 3 seed out of the West. Torrington is the 2 seed out of the East at 14-8 overall. They beat Glen Rock and Buffalo at regionals. Lost to Douglas in the championship. Of course, the Douglas Lady Cats will be one of the favorites in 3A girls basketball. That was a 61-27 finale there for a good Torrington team. They've had a little bit of a roller coaster season, but have ended very strongly. Glad to have you here. This is the Porter's Tailgate Show, by the way, made possible by Porter's Supply Company in Riverton, your home for stoves, spas, pellets, and more. Some of the best customer service around, too. And Porter's always supporting local youth athletics around Fremont County. So we appreciate Porter's Supply Company making this possible. Of course, radio coverage here on KOVE, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM. Unfortunately, we're not able to bring you video of these games, but you can watch the scoreboard on the County 10 YouTube channel if that helps. I know a lot of people off to work first thing in the morning, so maybe it helps just to have the scoreboard behind you. Or a lot of people just like to tune my voice out. You can do that too with the County 10 YouTube channel. Again, winner moves on to the semifinals tomorrow at 4 o'clock against the winner of Cody and Buffalo. That is game number 2 of the day, coming up here about 10:30 from this gym. Loser has to play at 9 a.m. again tomorrow off to the consolation side of things, which I'm sure basketball fans know well. That's not necessarily the side of the bracket you want to be on, but they'll take on the loser of Cody and Buffalo at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Loser of this one has an opportunity to play 3 consecutive days at 9 a.m. should they bounce back and win on Friday. That's when they would play on Saturday. This is the Porter's Tailgate Show, and we're going to step aside for a quick timeout. I believe we're going to get the national anthem, and we may get basketball started a little bit earlier than anticipated here from the Ford Wyoming Center. So your starting lineups, the opening tip-off coming up, it's the state championships, Lander and Torrington girls basketball. Basketball for breakfast, as Ray Rintamaki used to say in Fremont County Radio. The Porter's Tailgate Show continues on KOVE, 1330 AM, 107.7 FM, and streaming online on County 10's YouTube channel.
Gambles and Lander is a proud sponsor of the student athletes and athletic programs all across Fremont County. With new items arriving daily, it's a good time to check into Myers Gambles for all of the best items for your home. Shane, Alicia, and crew will help you find exactly what you're looking for. And chances are, it's in stock today. Delivery is available in Riverton and Lander. Turn around and shop in town. Myers Gambles, 420 Main and Lander. Turn around and shop in town.
Get your game day started right with the Porter's pregame show and make sure you're ready for outdoor adventures. Porter's has everything to make this sports season great, from luxurious spas to top-notch grills and inviting fire pits. Porter's has everything you need to elevate your gatherings. Best of luck to all the Fremont County teams this season from Porter's Supply Company. Stop by their store at North Federal and Sunset in Riverton or explore their wide selection online at portersmvs.com.
Gambles and Lander is a proud sponsor of the student athletes and athletic programs all across Fremont County. With new items arriving daily, it's a good time to check into Myers Gambles for all of the best items for your home. Shane, Alicia, and crew will help you find exactly what you're looking for. And chances are, it's in stock today. Delivery is available in Riverton and Lander. Turn around and shop in town. Myers Gambles, 420 Main and Lander. Turn around and shop in town.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
RE/MAX All-Star Realtors are proud to sponsor sports across Fremont County for the 2024-2025 season. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors was founded in 1991 with the goal of doing real estate in a way that would make our clients' lives as easy and uninterrupted as possible. They've completed many transactions involving residential, commercial, vacant lots, farm and ranch and investment properties, and can help you with any goal you might have regarding any of these today. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors, 938 West Main Street, Riverton. See them online at remaxriverton.com.
What's it like to kill someone?
Emptiness.
Painful. It doesn't seem real.
There was no intent. It was never supposed to happen.
You don't go out to kill someone.
I keep seeing her head coming through the windshield.
I'm so very sorry.
There's nothing I can do to make it better.
Please, don't drink and drive.
It doesn't change the fact that I'm a killer.
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. A killer is a killer. Never, ever drink and drive.
The Porter's Tailgate Show continues now on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
That's half right. We're on KOVE, 1330 AM, 107.7 FM, and County 10's YouTube channel. Jared Anderson from the state tournament, day one, game one, here from a quiet Ford Wyoming Center. Things are going to change, though. Both bands have arrived and teams are warming up. The flag has been lowered here at the Ford Wyoming Center, and we're just about ready for the Star-Spangled Banner to kick off the day and the introduction of your starting lineups. Again, winner moves on to the semifinals tomorrow at 4 p.m. Loser falls to the consolation side to play at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Interesting tale of the tape between these two teams. Torrington scores 47.3 points per game. That's 8th best in 3A girls basketball. Lander just a skosh behind, though, at 45.4 points per game. That's 9th best. Defensively, Torrington, one of the better teams in 3A girls basketball. They average 37.3 points per game. That's 3rd best defensively. Lander allows 42.9 points per game. I believe we are going to get the Star Spangled Banner, so when that happens, we will step aside here quickly. And I got a Wyoming High School Activities Association Council message that will play first. So we'll tell you this is Lander's first time qualifying for state since 2022. That was back under Cyril Stauffenberg. Lander's last state championship, 2006. They were also state champs in 1996 and 1978. Torrington is qualified for the state tournament for the last 5 straight years. They won a state championship in 1990. And again, Lander beating Powell, beating Lyman, and then beating Powell again at regionals. Only slip was to one of the favorites in 3A basketball, Pinedale, at regionals. Porter's Tailgate Show wraps up. We'll step aside here for the Star Spangled Banner.
Introducing WyoGlass, your local glass experts. From windshields to windows, we've got you covered. We're proud to be a part of the Lander community and a local sports sponsor. We're dedicated to serving all of Fremont County, so you can trust us with your residential and commercial windows and doors. Auto glass shower doors and garage doors. For quality service and local support, choose WyoGlass. Visit us at wyoglassoflander.com or on Main Street in Lander today.
The 7th inning stretch. Yoga, the way a man does it. As men, we've always had our own way of doing things, so when life throws a nasty curveball right at your manhood, shouldn't you have a way of dealing with that too? Well, now you do. Visit mantherapy.org, where you can learn about manly tools and techniques to help you deal with whatever life sends your way, like divorce, financial pressure, or your pain-in-the-ass teenager. Man Therapy. Therapy the way a man does it. Visit mantherapy.org today.
Conclusion there to the Star Spangled Banner, performed by a student athlete here from the Ford Wyoming Center, and that means we're just about ready for tip-off. Again, thanks to Porter Supply Company and Riverton making our tailgate show possible. Let's look at starters. First for the Torrington ladies under Chris Stampy in his 3rd season overall. They start like this. Number 0 is Olive Osmera. Osmera, a senior. She averages 7 points per game. Number 3 is Afton Hanger. Hanger, just a sophomore, in double figures, 10.5 per game, 2.5 steals. Number 11, J.C. Hurley. She's a senior, averaging 2 a game. Number 22 is Kennedy Reinhardt. Reinhardt, a junior, 8.5 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game. And number 34, one of their senior leaders, Taryn Stokes. Stokes, 7 points and 9 rebounds per game. Lander under Drew Powell in his 2nd season. They're 14-11 overall. They start like this. Number 0 is Daisy Goklish. Goklish, a sophomore, 13 points and 3 steals per game. Number 2 is Kendall McFadden. McFadden, a senior, 4.5 points per game. Number 13, Zoe Mulholland. Mulholland, a senior, 2.7 points per game, 4 rebounds per contest. Number 14, Hayden Goggles, a junior, 8.5 points per game and 3 assists per contest. And number 34, Dagan Reinhardt. Reinhardt is evenly split with points and rebounds, 4.6 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game. Jared Anderson with you from the Ford Wyoming Center, formerly the Casper Event Center. Still hard for me to get that right 100% of the time, so I'm sure I'll alternate a little bit here as we're just shy of 9 o'clock at KOVE Lander. Glad to have you along. Streaming video with the scoreboard available on the County 10 YouTube channel. Lander's going to be in their all-green uniforms, trimmed in black. Got Tigers written across the back of the jerseys. Lander written across the front. Torrington will be in the home white uniforms as the higher seed, trimmed in kind of that crimson burnt red look with Blazers written across the front of their jerseys. Interesting one to start 3A girls basketball in what is really an interesting bracket from top to bottom. We'll tell you more about that as the day goes on. It's Taryn Stokes in the jump center circle opposite Kendall McFadden. Stokes wins it. Torrington gets the first possession. Osmera goes up strong with it, then loses the handle. Coach Powell right in front of us wanted to travel, but either way, loose ball comes away to the Lady Tigers. Goggles back on the dribble, now holds it way at the top, right side outside to Goklish. Daisy will put it on the floor, uses screen at the top, and Goklish now backs it off. Got this one going about 3 minutes earlier than projected. That's kind of customary here at the state tournaments to help assure some of the morning session runs on time. Goklish going to try a three at the top. That's no good. Off to the left side. Rebound bats around, and J.C. Hurley comes away with it. Torrington on the move now. Both teams scoreless on their first possession. We've played nearly 1 minute from Casper. Here the Lander crowd chanting defense. There is a good Lander contingent that is filled up here on the opposite side of the gymnasium from me. Some Torrington red behind me too. Lob underneath, right side block. Kennedy Reinhardt turnaround two. It's good. Trailblazers get the first bucket of the ball game, and here's a shot hard off the backboard in the paint by Goklish. No good. Torrington rebound and a push in the back on Daggett Reinhardt. First foul of the game belongs to Lander. And LVHS comes up empty on their first two possessions. 6:45 to go first quarter on the Fremont Chevrolet scoreboard. It's Torrington 2, Lander 0. Moderate full court pressure on the entire way from the Lady Tigers. Burning it into the front court, Taryn Stokes. She'll hand back to starting point guard J.C. Hurley. Hurley, a senior for these Trailblazers. Right side, outside. Torrington lose the basketball. It's on the floor. Now it's scooped up by Goggles. Here comes Lander back the other direction. Still looking for their first points. Reinhardt at the top to Mulholland. Zoe, right side in the corner, goes to Goklish. Goklish runs baseline past the defender. Cannot get the layup to go, but gets her own rebound and will reset to Goggles. Goggles down the lane to left side. Lose the basketball. It's on the floor. Scooped up ultimately by J.C. Hurley. And here comes Torrington. We've played 2 minutes. It's 2-0 here. And Lander in search of their first points. Falling down, losing the handle was Stokes. Here comes Lander. Long pass up ahead for Goklish. Goklish trouble handling it. Comes back, gathers, lay it up and in. Daisy Goklish has tied the game. Lander is on the board at the 5:42 mark of the first quarter. Here are the Lander fans with that defense chant, excited to cheer their team on there. A spirited bunch too. A lot of pom-poms, Tiger gear across the way. Good pass underneath, feed the paint. Kennedy Reinhardt is there again. She's got both buckets for Torrington, and they're going to force a turnover in backcourt. It was Natalie Long who checked in not long ago. No pun intended there with Long being her name, but came in just a couple of seconds ago. And it will be Trailblazer basketball with the nice defensive pressure. Osmera ready to trigger it in the Trailblazer front court. Brianna Lincoln's going to be the first substitution of the game for Lander. These two teams did not meet in the regular season, so I think a lot of people interested to see how they stack up with one another. Throw in first game at the Ford Wyoming Center, 9 a.m. There's a lot of weird things that happen this time of year. Not to be that guy, but that's why they call it March Madness. Off a screen, Hurley now stops at the free throw line, sinks it from there. J.C. Hurley's first bucket. Torrington's taking a 4-point lead here early on. 4:43 to go first quarter. Trailblazers 6, Tigers 2. Lander does a much better job handling the defensive pressure. Now Reinhardt, bounce pass underneath. McFadden gets fouled on the way up. Couldn't get it to drop from the left side, but goes up strong, draws that contact. And Hurley's going to pick up her first foul. JC, in fact, picks up the first one for the Trailblazers of the game. McFadden's first free throw, no good, too strong. And Maddox McIntosh, Torrington senior, going to come on. Osmera gets the breather. McFadden back at the line. That shot is no good. Misses them both, and Reinhardt will track down the rebound. Every year when I do games here at State, we have to bring up the same thing, but that is shooters' first time in this gym complain about depth perception problems. Here's Reinhardt, take it away. This is a much bigger facility, obviously, than high school kids play at, and there's a lot of space behind these baskets, so you hear that a lot, and sometimes it works out where kids shoot really well in this gym, but other times not as much. Here's McFadden from the left elbow off the glass, got it to go, and it's a 2-point game. Midway through the first quarter, Lander ladies trailing by 2. Glad to have you here on the County 10 YouTube channel and KOVE radio across Fremont County. 3 from Long the other direction. That's good. Natalie Long. Right side three-pointer is nothing but net. First 3 of the ball game. Lander quickly in transition. Goklish from the right corner. It's good for 3. The answer from Daisy Goklish brings the Tigers back to within 2. As soon as I mentioned, kids don't like to shoot in this gym. Now it's raining threes both ways. There's Long, stopped just inside the arc. 2 on the right side, off glass, no good. McFadden's there for the rebound, outlet to Goggles. Hayden's going to push the tempo. Hayden through the lane, zigging and zagging, off glass, too good. Hayden Goggles, the third Lander player to score, and we are tied at 9s on the Fremont Chevrolet scoreboard. Inside of 3 minutes to play. First quarter action. Scott Fuller may be back tomorrow, pending a Lander victory for you. He's got a commitment in Cody, doing a presentation up there tonight, so I know he misses Lander. Shot was no good by Torrington, quickly pushing the tempo. Lander back the other direction with Reinhardt underneath, missing a layup. She gets knocked to the floor after the shot, but it's Torrington basketball. Coming away with it was McIntosh, and McIntosh loses the handle. Scooped right back up by McFadden. Kindle starts up the Lander offense as they dig into the half-court set. Now Goklish holds right side, outside, crossover dribble. Daisy's going to run to the left elbow, pick up the dribble, spin around, look for help. It comes via Kendall McFadden, who now backs the dribble way off. McFadden, entry pass to the paint. It's knocked away off of a Lander player last. I think that's Reinhardt. That one ricocheted off. Addie Rounds checks in for Lander, and Reinhardt comes back in. Say hello to Joanne cheering on the Tigers from Phoenix. Glad to have you along in Arizona. Appreciate you being here, Joanne. Long holds at the top. Good defensive pressure by Brianna Lincoln the entire way. Torrington continues to weave at the top as we've got 90 seconds to play in the quarter. Now trying a long 2 left side. Maddox McIntosh sinks that one to break the tie. Put the Trailblazers back up by 2. Lincoln into Lander's front court. Picks up the dribble, sends it left side outside to Rounds. Addie Rounds. Back to Lincoln. Good pass underneath to Goklish. Use the window. Got it. We're tied again at 11s. Daisy Goklish with 7 points in the first 7 minutes of the ball game. 1 minute remaining first quarter right now. McIntosh will try a 3 this time. She made it from just a step inside where she shot that 3 last time. This time it's no good. Too strong. Rebound kept alive, though, by Torrington. Natalie Long comes out of the pile with it. Give it to Osmera. Back to Long at the top. Torrington stares into this Lander 2-3 zone defensively. Hurley holds the basketball at the top. Now Natalie Long with it above her head. She'll take it to the dribble. Goklish on her defensively. Clock at 23 seconds. Torrington really deflating the possession. Maybe trying to hold for the last shot here. They started doing that at about the 45-second mark, so this is a long, desired possession for Torrington. Now inside of 10 seconds, Goklish ties her up. Daisy Goklish with the jump ball against J.C. Hurley, and it's Lander basketball with 6.6 seconds remaining in quarter 1. And the Tigers get a shot off here and maybe break the tie in the first quarter. Lincoln holds in backcourt, now turns it up the floor. Give it to Mulholland in the paint. Shot at the buzzer is blocked. And after one, we've decided absolutely nothing. Let's go to the second quarter. 11-11 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Back in a minute on KOVE and County10.com.
Emptiness.
Painful. It doesn't seem real.
There was no intent. It was never supposed to happen.
You don't go out to kill someone.
I keep seeing her head coming through the windshield.
I'm so very sorry.
There's nothing I can do to make it better.
Please, don't drink and drive.
It doesn't change the fact that I'm a killer.
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. A killer is a killer. Never, ever drink and drive.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoorsman.
Your home for Lander Tiger basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Welcome back to the Ford Wyoming Center. After one, we've got a good one brewing here. 11-11 on the Fremont Chevrolet scoreboard. Daisy Goklish leads all scorers with 7. Kennedy Reinhardt leading Torrington with 4. And it'll be Trailblazer basketball here to start quarter number 2. Trailblazer band playing on. Osmera, the senior, will trigger it in. J.C. Hurley slowly walks it across the timeline for the Trailblazers, then goes right back to Osmera, right side behind the arc, has Addie Rounds on her defensively. Lander fans making some noise again. Not a lot of fans in attendance this 9 a.m. event center game, but the fans that are here are excited to cheer on their respective teams, making some noise. Osmera hands it off to Hurley, and Hurley gives it to Long. Long, pump fake, back to Hurley. Torrington playing this weave at the top. We saw a long possession that they attempted to try to end the first quarter. Daisy Goklish ended that with a tie-up. Nearly a 5-second count. Drew Powell nearly came out of his shoes jumping up in the air for it, but the official says about 4.5 seconds maybe. Osmera gives it to Long in the corner. Long's got the ball above her head. Now using a screen, will send it up top to J.C. Hurley. We've played a minute. Torrington's had the basketball the entire time in the second quarter. No shots attempted as the Trailblazers look to deflate the basketball. Tipped away, taken away by McFadden. Kendall McFadden, one-on-one. Bounce pass it now behind the play to Rounds, up and in. Addie Rounds soared back into the play, has the layup. Nice bounce pass, and Lander takes a 13-11 lead, 1:20 into the second quarter. Very different possessions from both teams. Lander with the run-and-gun transition bucket. Torrington took about 1:10 off the clock just passing around. Here's Long on a dribble drive. She'll scoop it out to Reinhardt. Reinhardt back to Long in the corner. Now Kennedy Reinhardt, double-teamed left block. Lander collapsing in that zone. Nearly a steal by Brianna Lincoln, but ultimately comes away to J.C. Hurley as Torrington digs back in. And here's another takeaway by McFadden. Jumped right in front of a pass like a safety. Intercepted the basketball. McFadden down the lane. Scoop it up top to Goggles. Hayden will try a long three. That's no good. Think it was partially tipped by Reinhardt. Nope, they say it wasn't. The Lander bench wants a tip, but they will say it's Torrington basketball out of bounds. Maddox McIntosh comes back in for the Trailblazers. It's the Lander bench you can hear in the crowd, Mike. I'm just to the side of the Lander bench. Daisy Goklish going to check in here next dead ball. There's a timeout asked for by Coach Stampy and the Torrington Trailblazers. First time out of the game, 5:47 to go second quarter. It's Lander 13, Torrington 11 on the Fremont Chevrolet scoreboard. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention on a Torrington note the passing of broadcaster Tim Hurst earlier this year. Tim was a longtime broadcaster for Torrington High School, loved the Trailblazers almost as much as he loved his Kansas Jayhawks. I'll say he loved them equally, but Tim Hurst passing away in a vehicle accident, was covering games in Gillette in December, and a two-car crash unfortunately ended Tim's life. This Torrington team rallying around their former broadcaster. I mentioned he was a big Kansas Jayhawks fan. The entire Torrington girls basketball team wore Kansas Jayhawks warm-ups to honor Tim Hurst before this one, and you saw it in December and you still see it in March with the hole that's left in the community. So if anybody happens to be tuned in on this broadcast from the Torrington community or that knows anybody there, our thoughts with everybody involved. Back to action. Osmera 2 on the layup, wide open left block, and we're tied 13 apiece. 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Goklish trapped in the corner in backcourt, and she's going to throw the basketball away. Tried to make something happen, give it up to Stokes, but she throws it right back to Reinhardt. Lander in backcourt trying to avoid the pressure this time, and Goklish will beat the timeline. Goklish to Lincoln. Lincoln a long three, swish. Brianna Lincoln's first bucket, second three-pointer of the game for the Lady Tigers. We're 3 minutes in, and it's 16-13. Lander here in the second quarter. Hurley holds at the top, left side now. Osmera will answer the three. Second time we've seen that this game, where one side hits a three, the other side on the following possession comes down and hits the answer shot. Was in reverse order in the first quarter. Now it's Torrington answering. McFadden looking for Rounds, pass behind Addy, and it'll go ball out of bounds. Back to the Trailblazers. Chris Stampy taken over 3 years ago for Jeff Haley. Torrington went 9-1 on their side of the 3A bracket, 3A East. There's a missed shot from Maddox McIntosh, rebounded out by Mulholland, and here comes Lander back in their half-court offense. Underneath to Rounds, successful pass this time. Rounds layup, no good, too strong, and a tie-up on the rebound will keep the arrow with the Tigers. 16s apiece, 4:11 to go, second quarter. Brianna Lincoln will come throw the basketball in for Lander out of the held ball. Baseline right for the Tigers. Still looking now, will lob it up top to Mulholland. Zoe left alone, squares to the basket, put it on the floor 2 times. Now give it to Goklish in the paint. Goklish is fouled, I think. That was before the shot. She attempted a shot. The official up top says on the floor. And yes, that's exactly what will happen. McIntosh picking up the foul. First for Maddox. Addie Rounds checks out. And somebody's back in for Lander. Goklish. Daisy with the basketball at the top. Goklish, 2 dribbles, give it to Mulholland. She'll try a 3, left alone again. That's no good. McFadden soars in. Offensive rebound, put it back. That's no good. Missed the bunny follow, and rebound taken away by Kennedy Reinhardt. Junior will outlet it up ahead to a senior, McIntosh. Now back to Long. 3:35 remaining second quarter. Quick moving first half. There's Reinhardt from the right elbow, turnaround 2. That's no good. Rims in and out, and Dagan Reinhardt there for the rebound. Got Kennedy Reinhardt on Torrington, Dagan Reinhardt on Lander. There's Zoe. Nope, that's Dagan Reinhardt going to try a 3. That's no good, too strong, and a rebound off the glass taken away by Natalie Long. Shooting has cooled down the last couple of possessions. We remain tied at 16s inside of 3 minutes to play first half. Here's an attempted 3, Osmera. That's no good. Made her last one from the other side of the floor. Long rebound comes away to Goklish, and she's bumped and fouled on the floor. That's going to be team foul number 2 on Torrington of the quarter, and foul number 1 on Natalie Long. Mulholland checks out. Future McCook Community College volleyball athletes. Also, congrats to Kendall McFadden, who was signed on to play volleyball at Central Wyoming College. Paisley Hollingshead, Lander sophomore, coming in. We'll see Brianna Lincoln come out. Nice tough work from Brianna. And as she walks right in front of me, checking out, she is gassed right now. Physical, scrappy play here first thing in the morning. Reinhardt, dribble drive, is bumped and fouled by a Trailblazer. Taryn Stokes puts her hands in the air like, what did I do? But it was hit with the body on the dribble drive there. Looked like from this angle. Team foul number 3 on the Trailblazers. 2:40 remaining in the first half. All knotted up at 16 apiece. Reinhardt to Hollingshead. Now she'll give it back way at the top to Goklish. Goklish has to go near the midcourt area to grab the basketball. Was hounded by Natalie Long, and a good heads-up timeout by Drew Powell. Taking the quick 30-second timeout to save his guard. 2:29 to go second quarter. It is 16 apiece. Lander and Torrington to open the 3A Basketball State Championships. Winner moves on to play at 4 o'clock tomorrow against either Cody or Buffalo. The Phillies are going to be a big favorite in the next game, but like I keep saying, weird things happen in March, so we'll wait and see before we chalk them in, and the loser plays the loser of that game tomorrow at 9. Either way, whatever the Lander result, we'll have it for you on KOVE and County10.com. Want to thank Bailey Tire and Auto Service, proud to cheer on the Lady Tigers. They've got full-service tire and auto shops, 1305 West Main and Lander, 755 South Federal in Riverton. And thanks to Myers Gambles, excited to cheer on the Tigers. Gambles has winning deals, delivery free within 30 miles of the store. That includes Riverton, Fort Washakie, Arapahoe, St. Stephen's, Hudson, of course. Turnaround shop in town at Myers Gambles. Lander basketball out of the good heads-up timeout from Coach Powell. Right side, outside, Goklish. Goggles, use a screen at the top. Now some space, goes down the lane. Kick it to the corner. 3, good. McFadden, nicely set up by Hayden Goggles with the assist. And 5 points now for McFadden. Lander trying to trap as soon as Torrington gets it across the time stripe, but Torrington handles nicely, and Hurley has the basketball at the top. Give it to Long. Down the lane, a long floater that off the rim, bounced around a couple of times and finally drops for Natalie. She's got 5 points, and it makes it a 1-point game again, 19-18 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Double dribble from Daisy Goklish. She knew it, tilts her head to the sky. She just lost the handle, picked it back up, and then went back down. And Lander girls, the only Fremont County representative here at the state tournament. Lander boys had a good season but fell in regionals. And of course Riverton goes 0-2 at the 4A West Regional in Rock Springs. Lander Riverton boys literally went 0-2 there, eliminated on Friday. Riverton girls did pick up a dramatic buzzer beater win on Friday. Taylor and Leesburg buzzer beater, but lost on Saturday against Kelly Walsh, so not able to qualify. Long 2 in the corner is no good for Stokes. Offensive rebound. Osmera can't get it to go, and with a minute remaining in the half, Lander takes away the basketball. Mulholland does a good job of gathering it in, and the Lander front court pass was a little too strong for her. She'll give it to Goggles. Easy layup and in. Good job by Hayden on that possession, too. Good floor awareness the last 2 trips down for Hayden Goggles. Left side, outside, Hurley holds the basketball. JC skip pass to Long. Natalie backs off the dribble. 33 seconds remaining in the half, and a 3-point Lander advantage. Get a traveling violation on McIntosh as she tried to go baseline left. And LVHS turning up the defensive pressure. Goggles works with Goklish to beat the 10-second count. Goggles underneath finds Goggles to Mulholland. Zoe Mulholland wide open underneath, was screened for a second. Mulholland gets the bucket to go. Lander's got a 5-point advantage with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's Hurley, shot with 2 seconds, no good. Long rebound comes to Hollingshead, and we have reached the intermission. Great quarter from Lander. They outscore Torrington by 5 in set number 2 at the half. It is Tigers 23, Trailblazers 18. Lander Valley High School Marching Band plays on, and we will prepare the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show in just a couple of minutes for you, presented by Wydot. Again, at the half, it is Lander 23, Torrington 18. Back with some first half stats and more after this on KOVE and County 10's YouTube channel.
Game on. The stadium is buzzing with excitement as our local student athletes take the field. State Farm agent Tyler Watson is proud to stand behind these dedicated individuals on their journey to success. Let's make this season one never to forget. At State Farm, we're here to celebrate the present and protect your future. Proud supporter of Wolverine Athletics. Your State Farm agent Tyler Watson, 618 East Washington in Riverton, 856-4118. Go Big Red.
Boyle Electric are your trusted electrical contractors in Lander. With over 30 years of experience, we excel in light and heavy commercial construction, residential remodeling, and service work. Our licensed electricians use only quality materials and are committed to meeting your construction schedules. For professional electrical services at competitive prices, choose Boyle Electric. Give your place's electrical wiring the touch of excellence. Call 307-332-8139.
Touchdown your financial goals with Redden, Kane & Associates, your winning team in Riverton. Just like our student athletes, Redden, Kane & Associates are dedicated to success on and off the field with our experienced tax professionals. You'll feel like a champion with all of your accounting needs. They're not just number crunchers, they're game changers, and they're proud to support student athletes. To hit a home run with your taxes, contact Redden, Kane & Associates CPA, your winning play for financial victory. RivertonCPA.com.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM 1077 FM.
Welcome you into the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show presented by the Wyoming Department of Transportation. It is a simple message from Wydot, but a valuable one. Seatbelts save lives. Buckle up every trip, every time. Buckle up for Life Wyoming. Again at the half, Lander leads Torrington 23-18. We were tied at 11s after one, so Lander outscoring Torrington 12-7 there in quarter number 2. Individual stats, Torrington has 6 points from Kennedy Reinhardt, 3 field goals, all in the paint. She hit 1 from the elbow, but just about all 3 of her field goals in the paint. 5 points apiece from Olive Osmera and 5 points from Natalie Long. 2 points by Maddox McIntosh. Let's see, nobody really stands out on the individual rebounding front. Taryn Stokes has 3, but that's the leader for Torrington. Torrington in the first half shooting 44% from the floor, 2 of 4 from behind the arc, have not attempted any free throws yet. For Lander, Daisy Goklish pacing them with 7 points. Goklish 3 of 6 shooting field goals, 1 of 2 from behind the arc. Kendall McFadden has 5 first half points. Hayden Goggles concludes the first 2 quarters with 4. And 3 for Brianna Lincoln, 2 for Dagan Reinhardt. Lander shooting 45% from the floor in the first half, 3 of 7 from behind the arc, and are 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Lander out-rebounding Torrington 9-7 in the first half. 1 lead change, 5 ties in the game. So we've been knotted up a lot, but not a lot of lead changes in the first two quarters despite the close game. We were tied at 13s after one, and here at the half, it is Lander 23, Torrington 18. Let's take another break. This is the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show. When we come back, we'll get you set for the second half of action. Day one, game one from the state tournament in Casper on KOVE 1330 AM, 107.7 FM. And you can find that streaming scoreboard through the County 10 YouTube channel.
Tyler Watson State Farm Agency is a proud supporter of Riverton High School Wolverine athletics. We understand the importance of community, and we're excited to be a part of it. As your neighbor, we're here to help you with all your insurance needs. We offer auto, homeowners, renters, business, and life insurance. So stop in and say hi, or give us a call today. The Tyler Watson State Farm Agency will be here for you.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies, one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see what we can create for you. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County, one project at a time.
At Redden Kane & Associates CPAs, we serve clients across Fremont County and beyond with top-tier accounting services. From individual taxes to business consulting, our creative and precise team offers tax management, estate planning, and more. You'll find us engaged and meticulous to ensure each client gets personalized guidance. Visit rivertoncpa.com to learn more about our services and how we can help you achieve financial success.
Watch the Tigers and Lady Tigers varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show continues thanks to the Wyoming Department of Transportation reminding you seatbelts save lives. Buckle up every trip, every time. If you're coming to Casper, good roads this morning. I don't know when your Tigers will be playing tomorrow yet, but we do know there for sure will be a game, maybe a 4 in the afternoon game. That's best case scenario if Lander is victorious. If they lose, they play again at 9 a.m. Next game will feature Cody and Buffalo. By the way, it's 23-18. Lander on top of Torrington here at halftime. Probably should have mentioned that. Cody and Buffalo coming up next. Cody's one of the favorites in 3A girls basketball. And as I go down the bracket here, I'm going to say they're one of the favorites a lot, so bear with me. Pinedale taking on Wheatland. Pinedale's one of the favorites. That's a 4 o'clock start. And then tonight in 3A girls, Douglas plays Powell. Douglas, one of the favorites. Douglas has won 4 years in a row and probably would have made it 5 years in a row had they played the 2020 COVID-canceled season. But Douglas' only loss this year came at the hands of Pinedale. Cody is going to make some noise. And then you've got very scrappy, good teams like Lander, like Wheatland with Anderson, Lily Anderson, one of the best players in 3A girls basketball, all trying to make some noise and knock off one of the big three. Looking at all the different brackets, and they've all got good storylines and things that are interesting in 3A and in 4A, but this 3A girls bracket was the one that I was most interested in to see how things unfolded as they went on. So glad to bring you this one. I'll have the opportunity to bring you a whole bunch of games via NFHS later today, too, if you're tuning in over there. Looking forward to that opportunity. Boys game start at noon here at the Fort Wyoming Center. Cody and Buffalo, that first one. At 1:30, it's Torrington versus Mountain View. At 7 o'clock, Wheatland plays Powell. And at 8:30, you got Lovell And you got Douglas. 23-18, Lander with the advantage here at halftime. 5 ties, 1 lead change in the first half. Lander outscoring Torrington 12-7 after a tied first quarter. Again, Daisy Goklish with 7 to lead Lander, and Kennedy Reinhardt has 6 to lead the Trailblazers. We are just about ready to get quarter number 3 underway. Thanks again to the Wyoming Department of Transportation making our halftime coverage possible. Should Lander win this game, I believe your normal voice of the Lander Tigers, Scott Fuller, back on the air with you tomorrow. And should Torrington come from behind, you got to deal with me again in a 9 a.m. game again. So we're rooting for the Lady Tigers to hold on and extend this 5-point advantage for a number of reasons. Lander back out there first. Zoe Mulholland, Hayden Goggles, Dagan Reinhardt, Daisy Goklish, Kendall McFadden, their same starting 5. Olive Osmera, Natalie Long, J.C. Hurley, Kennedy Reinhardt, Taryn Stokes out there for Torrington. So same starting 10 jointly on the floor. Torrington in white, Lander in green. Jared Anderson with you on KOVE and County10.com from the first game of the 3A state tournament here at the Ford Wyoming Center. Ball was out of bounds, ricocheted off a Lander hand, and it's baseline right. Osmera bringing it in for Torrington. Goes up top to Natalie Long. Long on the dribble as Goggles on her defensively. Lander opens quarter number 3 in a 2-3 zone defensively. Long hands back to Osmera. Now Olive on the dribble drive. Put it on the floor 2 times. Get it right side outside to Hurley. Now feed the paint to Reinhardt. Turn around 2 with a hand in her face. That's good. Kennedy Reinhardt with 8. Lander's first possession of the second half coming after a 45-second Torrington possession. Reinhardt underneath the paint. Give it to Mulholland. Open 2 from the left block. Good job. Good extra pass in the paint. And Zoe finishes it off for her 4th point. Lander lead again is 5. Quickly, Reinhardt squares up. Open 3. That's good. Does not take her long to decide to pull the trigger. And very confident in her shot. Kennedy with 11 now. First player of the game in double figures. She's got all 5 points for Torrington here in the third quarter. Reinhardt in the lane, lose the handle. Ball goes to the floor. Reinhardt's tied up with the other Reinhardt. That was Kennedy Reinhardt and Dagan Reinhardt on the floor battling each other. Possession arrow going to keep it with Lander. Be Hayden Goggles baseline left to send it in. Does so up top to Reinhardt. Dagan gives it to Mulholland. Zoe squared to the basket. Wanted to pull the trigger. Now she'll get it to Goggles. Open 3. Good. Hayden Goggles, first one from the outside. She's got 7. Long picks up the dribble at the top. Goklish on her defensively. Skip pass and a big collision. Kendall McFadden knocks J.C. Hurley to the floor, and then Kendall goes and helps her opponent back up. First foul on Kendall, first foul on anybody here in the third quarter. Goklish and Goggles lead Lander with 7 apiece. Reinhardt has a game-high 11 for Torrington. That's Kennedy Reinhardt. It's the Lander bench you hear in our crowd microphone. Drew Powell imploring his defensive pressure the entire way. Osmera going to try a 3. That's no good. Reinhardt sneaks around that zone, though, gets the rebound. Now up top to Hurley for 3. That's good. And it is a 2-point game. Good offensive rebound there from Torrington, and knocking it down, J.C. Hurley. 2.5 minutes gone by, third quarter. Lander leads Torrington 28-26 on the Fremont Chevrolet scoreboard. Goklish uses a screen away at the top. Now reverses directions with the dribble. Pick it up. Good pressure by Long the entire way. Right side outside. She sends it on a bounce pass to Mulholland. Zoe goes to the corner to Goggles. Now feeding underneath to Reinhardt. Dagan Trying to put a move on. Reinhardt up top to Mahalan. Mahalan going to go down the lane, right past the defender, right side layup. It's good. Good dribble drive from Zoe Mahalan with 6. Moderate pressure from Lander the entire way down. Torrington handles it nicely. Now Long at the top. Natalie reverses hands. Stands at the top. Into at the mid-court area. I think we're back on video on County 10, not on the radio yet, so I'm going to effort that. There we go. Now I think I'm back everywhere. We got bumped into here at the scorer's table, knocked our audio connection loose, and looks like we're back up everywhere. Ball out of bounds. Reinhardt in the paint. Shot no good. Second chance for Kennedy is no good, but she is fouled on the way up. 4:18 to go, third quarter. It's Lander 30, Torrington 26. And the Trailblazers will have 2 free throws forthcoming from the game's leading scorer, junior Kennedy Reinhardt. First one is nothing but net for Kennedy. She's got a dozen now. Lander foul was on McFadden, by the way, her second. Took me a second to figure that out. Second free throw, no good, off to the right side. Brianna Lincoln, who just checked in, gets the rebound. Lincoln ahead to McFadden, wide open out of the bucket, lay it up and in, left side. Kendall McFadden's got 7. Lander's got 3 players with 7 apiece to lead the way. Goklish, McFadden, and Goggles. Coach Powell wanted to travel at the top as Long fell down, didn't get it. Long's got the basketball back. D'd up by Lincoln. Zoe Mahalan not far behind those trio of 7. She's got 6. Tie up on the rebound on a hard missed shot from Reinhardt. Will be Lander ball on the arrow. A 5-point Tiger advantage. 3:47 remaining third quarter. That's where we started the half at a 5-point differential. We were tied at 13s after 1. Bumped and fouled in backcourt is Goggles. That's going to be J.C. Hurley with the personal.
Ken, take it out. Screen roll to get it in.
Brianna Lincoln in backcourt. Works it up the floor. Now give it to Goggles. Reinhardt holds at the top left side. Intended for Brianna Lincoln. It's smacked away by Kennedy Reinhardt, and Lander will inbound right in front of my broadcast position in their front courts. We'll see Maddox McIntosh return for Torrington. Hayden Goggles to send it in, has J.C. Hurley in her face defensively. McFadden holds at the top, now knocked to the floor. Underneath was Reinhardt. Taryn Stokes, the guilty party, down low. Hard foul, but Taryn is right there to help her opponent back up on her feet. Goggles sends it into Lincoln. Brianna put it on the floor a couple of times behind the arc. Now she'll move into a double team defensively and get tied up. Natalie Long got her hands on the basketball first. Arrow goes back to the Trailblazers. Wild one for the Wyoming Cowgirls last night in triple overtime. Cowgirls lose in the Mountain West Championship by 4 to San Diego State. Underneath, hard to the basket is Hurley. She is fouled hard, and JC helped back to her feet. Hayden Goggles picks up her first foul. Free throws for JC Hurley, though. Wild late night one with triple overtime. Cowgirls, you heard on KOVE, and I am quite confident there will be more Wyoming Cowgirl basketball as the first free throw, no good, front of the rim. Unfortunately, it won't be the NCAA tournament, but I think they are a strong candidate to head back to the WNIT, so that'll be fun to keep an eye on and cheer him on from hopefully Laramie. Second free throw also no good. Kind of a strange free throw stance from Hurley as she stands with her feet at an angle. Rebounded out by Lander. Goggles burns it into the front court. 5-point Lander lead. Played 5 minutes of basketball here in the third quarter. As a slap on the hand is Daisy Goklish, reverse directions with the dribble. That's going to go against Natalie Long. Her second, and that's team foul number 3 on Torrington. Still with 3 minutes to play. On the other side, Lander's got 4 team fouls, so a quick-moving first half might be a little bit slower here in the third. Left side to Lincoln, fadeaway 3, no good. Fell to her backside after the shot. Coach Powell said, get up, got to get back on defense. Pushed into the front court by Long. Now Torrington going to slow things up. Give it to Reinhardt, who's open for 3. That's no good. Underneath, kept alive offensively, though. Hurley back up with it. That's no good, but she's fouled again. And J.C. Hurley, who just went 0 for 2 at the free throw line, is going to shoot 2 more. Addie Rounds comes to the check-in table for Lander. Paisley Hollingshead will join her. First free throw for Hurley, no good. Front of the rim, smacks her hands together and is very frustrated. Kennedy Reinhardt comes over to give her some words of encouragement as both feet pointed at an angle away from the hoop to the left of the hoop. Second free throw is good, so whatever Kennedy said to her helped her out there. And JC's got her 6th point, has scored every way possible, a 3, a 2, and a 1. I guess yet to get a 4-point play, but Reinhardt hustles into the Lander front court, falls down, able to get it away to Reinhardt, though, or to Mulholland, I should say. Now back to Reinhardt. Pass up top to Goggles. She tries a 3 from college range. That's no good. A rebound ricochets off to the left side. Taryn Stokes is there to haul it down for Torrington. It's a 4-point game. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Torrington trailing, but with the basketball. It's been competitive throughout. Just one lead change in the second quarter. Streaking to the basket, Taryn Stokes bumped off of her feet on the way up, and Taryn's going to get free throws now. So the overall pace of the third quarter slowing down comparatively to the first 2. And Addie Rounds has picked up her first foul. Team foul number 5 on Lander was on the shot anyway, as the first one is up and good for Taryn. That's her first point of the game. And she has an opportunity to make it a 2-point game right here. Dagan Reinhardt checks out for Lander. Second free throw is a swish, 32-30. Lander clinging to a 2-point advantage, and they're going to turn it over in backcourt off of Goggles' hands, out of bounds. Coach Powell telling everybody to calm down. Trailblazers can tie it for a 6th time or force the second lead change of the game this possession. Playing catch around the perimeter. McIntosh passes underneath to Stokes off of her fingertips, but out of bounds off of Addie Rounds last, fighting for the basketball. Lob to Kennedy Reinhardt, who's triple teamed in the paint. Tie up forced. Rounds, Mulholland in there getting hands on the basketball, and it's Lander ball on the arrow. 1:34 to go, third quarter, and a 2-point Tiger advantage on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, 32-30. Mulholland uses screen at the top, right side outside to Hollingshead. Hollingshead goes down the lane, reverse direction, Strong on the way up, draws the foul on her Torrington defender. Had that quick first step, crossover dribble down the lane. And Paisley will look for her first free throws of the game, maybe her first shots of the game. I don't believe she's attempted one. That was foul number 1 on Kennedy Reinhardt, foul number 4 on Torrington of the quarter. First free throw, too strong, no good for the LVHS sophomore. Second opportunity, lets it fly. That one is good, and the Lander advantage is 3. Torrington slowly working it up the floor, and Paisley Hollingshead reaches in and fouls Maddox McIntosh a long way away from the basket. That is going to give Maddox a couple of free throws. McIntosh yet to attempt a free throw on the morning, has 2 points on a field goal. And with 1:10 to go in the third quarter, both teams in the bonus. McIntosh, first free throw, will roll over the front of the rim, take a lap all the way around the rim, and drop. Daisy going to come back in for Lander. Goggles will check out. Second free throw, in and out, no good. Rebound volleyballed around a couple of times, and it's gathered in by Mahal and taken away by the Tigers with a 2-point lead. The basketball in a minute to play in the third quarter. Pass intended for Goklish, goes in backcourt, but tipped. Official up top said it was tipped. Official on the other side said over and back, and now they're going to get together. The official on the side further from the basketball says it was an over and back violation. That was my first instinct too, but the near side official said it was tipped and is overruled. So over and back against Lander will stand. Torrington basketball as Lander digs back into their 2-3 zone defensively. Kennedy Reinhardt holds it left side outside. Now Long at the top. Swing it around the arc. Osmera. Feed the paint underneath Stokes. Blocked but fouled by Zoe Mahalan. That's foul number 1 on Zoe. And Taryn Stokes, 2 for 2 at the line, will go back up there and shoot 2 more. First one is good. Taryn can tie the ball game with her 4th free throw of the quarter here. Got the Cody High School marching band filling in now behind both the Lander and Torrington bands. There's more band kids in attendance than anybody else here at the event center so far. Second free throw is good. Brand new ball game. 33-33, third quarter with 30 seconds remaining. Reinhardt, left side outside Mahalan, square to the basket. Now take it on the dribble. She'll circle it up top and carry it. Turnover back to the Trailblazers. Lander, the last few minutes, committing a few unforced errors like that, and it'll be Torrington basketball, tie game. McIntosh to send it in, does so to Osmera in the front court. Osmera races inside the arc, then pulls the basketball back out. They like to kind of challenge and see if there's anything there, and then they pull it back out, work the basketball around inside of 10 seconds. Third quarter, Long dribbling with Lincoln. Give it to McIntosh. Long 3 is good for Maddox. Wow, that was an off-balance Long 3. Heave for Lander at the buzzer. Doesn't come close. And Torrington scraps and claws their way back into this one. Takes a 3-point lead headed into the fourth quarter. It's Torrington 36, Lander 33. Don't go anywhere. Should be an entertaining fourth quarter in 60 seconds on KOVE and County10.com.
To Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Proud to support Lander Valley High School. We are KOVE.
Fourth quarter, and it should be a good one. Torrington leading Lander 36-33 on the Fremont Chevrolet scoreboard. Torrington basketball. Trailblazers outscoring the Tigers by 8 the last 8 minutes. And doing it slowly across that quarter, just kind of scrapping and clawing at times, turning up the defensive pressure. Speaking of defensive pressure, Daisy Goklish with a big block to take the basketball away here to start the third. Goklish coast to coast cannot hit the left-hand layup. Boy, that was about to be pretty, then just could not get the layup to drop. 30 seconds old in the fourth quarter. Torrington basketball back in their hands. Long holds it at the top, now loses the handle, comes all the way to the midcourt stripe to save it. Give it to Hurley. Hurley stands with McFadden on her defensively. Kendall will use a screen. And Osmera has it. Not any space with Hayden Goggles, and that's going to force Coach Chris Stampy to take his second time out of the ball game. So 7:09 remaining fourth quarter. It's Torrington 36, Lander 33. And both teams will have a chance to catch their breath and talk about this fourth quarter. Thanks to Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's proud to cheer on Fremont County athletes. And a big thank you to Fremont Chevy GMC in Riverton, cheering on the Tigers today. Your hard work and dedication doesn't go unnoticed. Fremont Chevy GMC's here for you every step of the way at 1401 North Federal in Riverton. Well, this is a fun one. 2 lead changes now. Torrington taking the lead back with a long Maddox McIntosh three-pointer. Was off balance, too. Honestly, the release didn't look like it had a chance, but it got in there late third quarter. Kennedy Reinhardt has a game-high 12. Still 3 Lander players with 7 apiece. Daisy Goklish, Kendall McFadden, and Hayden Goggles. Zoe Mulholland's got 7 for Lander. Say hello again to Joanne, watching from Phoenix. Thanks for interacting with us on the County 10 YouTube channel. Torrington basketball out of the break. Underneath, Osmera has it stripped out of her hands by Mulholland, out of bounds.
Hey, 12! 12!
Olive to trigger it into the left under the Torrington basket on a bounce pass. Quick push foul right on the pass. Slipping underneath was Long, and they're going to get Zoe Mulholland with the push foul. First foul of the fourth quarter. That's Zoe's second. Lob underneath for Stokes. She can't hit the layup, and it's rebounded out by Mulholland. Mulholland on the outlet pass to Goklish. Lander wants to push the tempo a little bit more. Now Daisy's going to back it off and start up the Lander offense. Cuts all over the place. Give it to Goggles. Left side, outside. Goggles down the lane. Pick up the dribble as that's shut off. Now to Reinhardt in the paint. Reinhardt's triple team now exits the paint and gives it to Goklish. Goklish past the defender. Can't hit the layup there either. It was contested, but hard off the backboard, and both teams have gone a little bit cold shooting the basketball here. No points yet, fourth quarter. We've played 1:40. Kennedy Reinhardt holds it above her head. Torrington with this slow, methodical offense. Mentioned how good they are defensively, but a lot of holding opponents to low scores comes from this slow, meticulous, move the basketball around offense. Reinhardt going to try a long 3, high arcing, no good. Offensive rebound by Stokes is fouled on the way up. And Taryn Stokes will have an opportunity to shoot free throws. Foul is Dagan Reinhardt's third. First for Stokes is good. She is 4 of 4, now 5 of 5. I beg your pardon, at the line tonight. Zoe Mulholland comes out. Brianna Lincoln has checked in. Stokes will miss for the first time. In and out, no good, but it's kept alive by Hurley. Wide open to Long under the basket. Up and in, a 3-point play by Torrington, and they lead by their largest of the game right now, 39-33. Coach Powell wants a timeout. 5:42 remaining fourth quarter. It's Torrington 39, Lander 33. Brianna Lincoln just checked in a moment ago during those free throws, and you could hear Coach Powell perhaps on the broadcast telling Brianna, hey, if you've got a shot, take it. Encouraging her to put the basketball up. Want to thank Wyoming Department of Transportation, reminding you seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. That's YDOT. And thanks to Perfect Power Electric in Lander, supporting our athletes on and off the court. Give Perfect Power a call for your electric needs at 332-7184. That's 332-7184 for Perfect Power Electric. Winner moves on to the semifinals, where they will take on either Cody or Buffalo's ladies tomorrow at 4 o'clock. The loser moves into the 9 a.m. consolation game against the loser of Cody and Buffalo. That'll be a heavily favored Cody Philly team, but it is March Madness after all, so we'll see what happens there. Creeping up on 10 o'clock, KOVE Lander, Jared Anderson with you. Also, get the scoreboard and audio stream up for you on the County 10 YouTube channel if that's easier, if you want to watch the Fremont Chevy scoreboard there so you know what's going on at all times. You can. Brianna Lincoln holds it in the Lander front court. Now give it to Goggles. Man-to-man defensive pressure from Torrington all over the floor. Give it to Goggles at the top. Has Long on her defensively. Goklish has it punched out of her hands. Comes and gets it right at the midcourt stripe. Able to dribble it nicely. Prevent any kind of over and back violation or a steal. Lander digging in offensively. Now McFadden underneath. Backdoor cut. Couldn't get it to go though. It's not just Kendall McFadden, but Lander has missed a lot of shots in the paint here down the stretch. Torrington possession. Hurley as Goklish stuck to her defensively. Now left side to Reinhardt. Dribble it 3 times. Pick up the dribble. Spin around 360 and give it to McIntosh. Now Hurley. Coach Stampy wants his girls to waste some time. Work for a quality shot. Ball knocked away by Lincoln, but right on the baseline. Brianna's out of bounds barely. 4:43 remaining in regulation. Torrington has built their largest lead of the game at 6. Still very much within striking distance. Reinhardt can't get it to go off the glass. Rebounded out by Dagan Reinhardt. And here comes Lander. That was Kennedy on the miss. Dagan with the rebound. Give it to Goggles for 3 at the top. Good. Just what the doctor ordered for Lander. Hayden Goggles with her second triple of the game. She's the first Tiger in double digits with 10. Hurley burns it into the front court past the defender. Now backs off that dribble. They like I said, they like to challenge, try to get to the rim. And if it's not completely there, they back it off. Go into this almost Princeton-style offense. And a push foul from Dagan Reinhardt at the top. That's going to be Dagan's 4th, if I'm not mistaken. It will be, and that's the 3rd Lander team foul of the 4th quarter. Meanwhile, Torrington yet to commit a foul this quarter. Reinhardt's going to come out with those 4 fouls. Kendall McFadden back in for LVHS. Hurley's at the top and is grabbed and fouled. A little ticky-tack foul there on Goklish. You hear some groans from the Lander fans. And then Torrington answers back with the "you can't do that" chant. 4 minutes remaining exactly. A 3-point game, and one that's coming down to the wire here from the Ford Wyoming Center. Knocked out of bounds off of Zoe Mulholland's active hands. Bounce pass through the paint is knocked away, taken away by Goggles. Here comes Hayden. Right-hand dribble up the floor across the timeline. She is bumped and fouled by a Trailblazer. First Torrington foul of the quarter is going to go to Natalie Long. That's Natalie's 3rd personal. And Goggles going to trigger it in the Lander front court. Goggles goes up top to Goklish. Daisy on the dribble. Send it right side behind the arc to Mulholland. Zoe circles it back up top. Now skip pass for a teammate. That's McFadden. She'll try a three. In and out. No good. Goklish fights for the rebound, but it's stolen out of her hands. Taken away by J.C. Hurley. Great job by J.C. Active down low. See McIntosh check back in for Torrington. Next dead ball. Natalie Long holding it above her head. Just a one-possession game, 3:18 to go. And Torrington trying to eliminate as many Lander touches as possible, but they're going to tie up Stokes. Screen from the play. That was Brianna Lincoln forcing the tie-up, and it's possession arrow, Lander. Lincoln give it to Goggles as they cross the time stripe. Goggles on the dribble, right back to Brianna Lincoln. Lincoln's got Kennedy Reinhardt all over her defensively. Now Lincoln down the lane, split the defenders, bounces off a one, falls to the floor, nothing called, and it's rebounded out by Torrington, taken away by Long. 2:45 remaining now. And the way Torrington plays, it's just a three-point game, so anybody's game right now, but Lander possessions becoming more and more limited, and a reach foul from Kendall McFadden going to be given up. That's foul number 3 on Kendall, and the 5th Lander team foul, so free throws coming here for Natalie Long. Long yet to attempt a free throw this morning. She's got 8 points on the day, including 2 3-pointers. First one skims off to the right side, no good. Long toes the mark. Free throw number 2 on the way. That time it's good. And Torrington takes a 4-point advantage. 2.5 to go on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Mulholland, right side behind the arc. Now give it to McFadden in the corner. Kendall with McIntosh on her defensively. Lob to the paint. It's over her head. Taken away by Taryn Stokes. And here comes Torrington. Goklish. Man-to-man full court pressure. Dribbled by Hurley. Goklish on her. 5 count was on for a second, but now they separate. Push foul away from the basketball, and that's going to go against Torrington. Away from the basketball. Kennedy Reinhardt getting tangled up with an opponent. Didn't see it, was watching the basketball, but I'll say she picks up foul number 2, and that's team foul number 2 on Torrington. 40-36, Trailblazers leading the state quarterfinals. Winner moves on to the semis tomorrow. Entry pass to the paint is grabbed by Taryn Stokes and taken right back by Torrington. Trailblazers with good defense, but Landers also committed some of those unforced errors here this second half, and Torrington wants a timeout. Coach Stampy is going to talk things over with his girls with 1:35 remaining in the ball game. It's Torrington 40, Lander 36. Thanks to Wyoming Catholic College, proud to cheer on local athletes. Your dedication on and off the court is admirable. Find out more about that Lander institution, Wyoming Catholic College, at wyomingcatholic.edu. We will have a really short Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show coming up, and my sincere apologies for that. I've got to hop over on the NFHS network and do the next broadcast on a personal note, so my time is a little bit more limited there, but we appreciate you being here with us all game long, especially first thing in the morning. If you can make it to Casper to come cheer on the Tigers tomorrow, they'll either play at 9 a.m. or 4 p.m. Coach Powell and the Tigers open for that 4 p.m. spot. Hurley in backcourt with Goklish on her defensively. 90 seconds remaining in a 4-point game. And off to Osmera. Sticky defense all over the court by Lander, and McFadden will give up a foul. That's going to be Kendall's 4th. And they're going to pick Long out of a pile of girls to come shoot the basketball. Natalie Long 1 of 2 at the free throw line this morning. She's got 9 points. First of 2 from Natalie. Skims off to the right side. Looked just like the first attempt a minute ago where it just kind of dish pans out. It's a common occurrence every time I do the dishes, by the way, where I flood the countertops with all of my dishes. Second one bounces in there, hits 1 of 2. And Natalie Long's in double figures with 10. Quickly into the front court, Lander fouled on the floor. Hayden Goggles tried to make a move with the basketball, and she is held up by McIntosh. Her second personal, team foul number 3. Ball out of bounds to Lander with 1:18 to go. Tigers trail by 5. Goggles watches a screen on the inbound. Looks a long time. Now get it to McFadden underneath Mulholland. 1-on-1 off glass. 2 is no good. Another miss down low. That one was well contested, but Lander needs those shots to fall here with just 70 seconds remaining and a foul in backcourt. Going to force the Trailblazers to shoot more free throws. I think it's Long. It will be Natalie who will come to the line and shoot more. Free throw number 1 is good for Natalie this time.
Hey, you're right. You got it. 26 points.
Second free throw for Natalie Long, trying to make it a 7-point game. Front rim, no good. Rebound tipped around, punched out on the baseline, comes away to Lincoln in the scramble for it. 1 minute remaining. Here comes Lander, down by 6. Goggles into the front court. Hayden turnaround, mid-range 2. That's no good, and a push foul underneath given up by the Tigers. Megan Reinhardt comes up limping after the play. She's going to walk it off, and a foul on Hayden Goggles. More free throws for the Trailblazers as they'll try to go up by 3 possessions with 53 seconds now to go. Official comes over to the score table to check on a couple of things. And J.C. Hurley is at the line. She is 1 of 2 there this morning. First for J.C. is good. This is now Torrington's largest lead of the game at 7. Second one is also good for J.C. Hurley. Officials are going to come over to the score table. There's something going on that they're going to discuss. Torrington coach Stampy says 2, which I think they might be talking about timeouts remaining. They do have only 1 timeout remaining for Torrington on the scoreboard. I've got them with 2 by my count, so we're gonna go over things. You can almost hear Coach Powell in his huddle with his girls right now.
Okay, if not, we got to get a tip on the ball right away. Okay? So screen over the ball, right in the back. Okay?
53 seconds remaining. Torrington with their largest lead of the game right now, 44-36. This 8 points, the largest separation for either team. It was 13-13 after the first quarter. Lander took a 5-point lead at halftime. 36-33 Torrington to start this quarter. They're going to give Torrington that timeout back. Goggles will race it up the court for Lander. Tigers obviously need points here. 3 from Lincoln. That's no good. Front of the rim. Long rebound. Ball's going to go out of bounds. And it'll go back Torrington's direction with an 8-point advantage. 44 seconds to go. So it was a quick possession for Lander, but time is slowly ticking through that hourglass for Lander's hopes. Long falls to the floor, and she thought she was pushed, has her hands in the air. They'll say no contact. A travel is called. 38 seconds to go, so Lander handed an opportunity here. Officials say feet just got tangled up. She was going about 100 miles an hour. Torrington coaching staff arguing their point with 35 seconds to go. Goklish hounded defensively, nearly stolen away, now taken away by Long. Long frustrated to the rim, lay it up and in, and she's fouled. Well, she thought that she got fouled and didn't think she traveled, and you could see the frustration in her eyes. Defensively, made a great steal all the way to the rim and one for Natalie Long, who now has 13 points. With 28 seconds remaining, can make it an 11-point Torrington advantage here. Free throw no good, front rim. Dagan Reinhardt's got it for Lander. Tigers trailing by 10, 23 seconds to go. Lincoln, quick three, right side, no good. Didn't draw anything. McIntosh has the rebound, and there's a big collision as Brianna Lincoln tied up with Osmera off ball. They help each other back up, and free throws with 17 seconds to go. The officials are going to get together and chat. I think they're going to talk about whether or not that was an intentional foul or not. And they will call it.
We started as a team of finishers. Okay, let's come down. Let's just try to get to the rim.
17 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and Torrington with the intentional foul can send whom they want to the line. They're going to choose Olive Osmera, the senior, to shoot the two all by herself. First one, front rim, no good. Stays a 10-point Torrington lead for the moment. That'll be Trailblazer basketball after this free throw. Second attempt will rattle home for Olive. Just 17 seconds to go. It's Torrington 47, Lander 36. Looking increasingly more likely that we're back on the air around 9 a.m. tomorrow with consolation basketball. Tigers take on the loser of Buffalo and Cody. That game coming up next. Does not look like they're going to foul here with under 10 seconds to go. Hurley gives it to Long, and time's going to expire in this one. Final score, Torrington 47, Lander 36. A big second half from the Trailblazers. They come back from down 5 at halftime. Final scoring numbers here quickly on a very short Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show. Bailey's, your local tire professionals. They've got 2 full-service tire and auto shops in Lander and Riverton. 1305 West Main and Lander, 755 South Federal in Riverton. Final scoring numbers for Torrington. They were paced by Natalie Long, who had 13, 12 from Kennedy Reinhardt, at 6 from Olive Osmera, 6 from Maddox McIntosh, 5 from Taryn Stokes. And if I missed J.C. Hurley, she had 8. I don't think I said J.C. Hurley. Lander had 10 from Hayden Goggles to lead the way, 7 points apiece from Daisy Goklish and Kendall McFadden, 6 points from Zoe Mulholland, 3 points for Brianna Lincoln, 2 for Maddie Grounds, and 1 for Paisley Hollingshead. As I mentioned, unfortunately, on a personal note, I've got to hop over and do the NFHS broadcast here with Cody and Buffalo coming up. So if you're a subscriber, I will see you over there. And for you County 10 fans, we will see you tomorrow, first thing in the morning, for Lander consolation basketball. It'll be another 9 o'clock start here on KOVE and County10.com. Thanks for tuning in. We'll send you to the Rich Eisen Show in just a quick seconds here on KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM. Talk to you tomorrow morning, and for now, we say farewell from Casper.